There was a time when television stations would sign off at night. Just prior to seeing the channel test patterns, it was common for the national anthem to play. This patriotic way of signing off is a fond memory for many growing up during the dawn of television. The 1960s, 70s, and 80s were known for the large family station wagons that could be found in most driveways. As a kid, riding in the very back of the station wagon was the best seat in the car. The rear-facing seats made it fun to make faces and hand gestures to the other cars on the road. There was once a time when government-issued food was handed out by the local health departments. Huge blocks of processed American cheese, butter, and boxes of powdered milk is something that instantly takes you back in time. Having a grandmother who worked for the health department meant that we saw plenty of these staples in our house growing up. Laundry day was easy to recognize back in the day, when wet clothing and bedding would be aired out to dry on the clothesline in the backyard. This method of drying clothes made them smell really fresh and clean. Not to mention, they didn't shrink a size after drying. Watching movies once meant tuning your TV to Channel 3, hitting the power button on the VCR, and then loading in a VHS tape. This was often followed by heating up some Jiffy Pop popcorn on the stove. Before key fobs and phone apps, cars had two separate keys. The round key locked and unlocked the doors, while the square key turned over the ignition. Both of these keys could also be found on a key ring, with other important keys like your house key. Do you remember going to some of these places on a Friday night with friends? How many of you remember using the phone book to look up telephone numbers? These books were usually kept somewhere near the kitchen telephone. The yellow pages were how we called a business, and the white pages gave us residential telephone numbers. This was also a time when important phone numbers were memorized, or at the very least, kept on a written list by the phone. Before debit cards and self-service checkouts, there was a time when you could write a check to pay for groceries. This was back when they actually opened most of the checkout lines, so waiting for someone to write a check wasn't a big deal. Going to the movies used to be much different than it is today. First off, we used to actually go to a theater, rather than just watching one on Netflix. Before going, you also had to check the times in the newspaper, or call the theater to find out what time your movie was playing. Having the patience to listen to every movie and time before the recording got to the one you were waiting for sometimes took a while. When you caught a cold, there was no better remedy than Vicks VapoRub, Campbell's Chicken Noodle Soup, and a big glass of Canada Dry Ginger Ale. This concoction instantly made you feel better. Well, that and your mom waiting on you hand and foot. When you were little, did you start your literacy journey by reading Little Golden Books? These classic cardboard books could be found just about everywhere. From bedtime stories to Saturday morning cartoon characters, Little Golden Books offered something for everyone. Do you remember spending a Saturday out shopping at one of these great stores? If you have recognized any of these things, then you are lucky to have grown up during a very special time. But unfortunately, it also means that you have gotten old. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments, and also keep an eye out for part 2. If you enjoyed this video, click on this playlist to watch even more. And as always, thank you so much for watching.